Elle is back, guys! Yay! After the first scene of the episode, I thought the girl who used the powers to cause the tunnel collapse in the police officer's mind was going to be Mad Max. And yeah, I was really incredulous of the cop who was like chewing out the other cop who was like driving and caused the crash. Like, he was like, why did he stop? Like, what kind of stupid question is that? Like, the tunnel collapsed. And he's clearly shaken up from just being in a crash. Like, is this really this time to start chastising him? Like, what the hell? And then we see what really happened. It was all in his mind. And yeah, I thought at first the woman might have telekinetic powers causing that tunnel to collapse, but she's definitely more psychic. Surprised we didn't see more of her and her group. I guess she'll tie in later, maybe. Or maybe it's just serving as confirmation that there are other test subjects out there. I thought it was possible all of them were still locked up, being tested on somewhere. But at least one more is out. She's got the 8 tattoo. I definitely feel bad for Will, though. Of all the places to be treated, he has to be treated at the Department of Energy. Like, there are cameras everywhere. Surely Hopper knows that. I'm wondering if the Doctor knows that Will's visions are visions and not PTSD, or if they're just surveying Will just in case. Like, because I distrusted the Doctor, I distrusted his advice on PTSD. But I actually looked it up, and apparently the knowledge they had in the mid-'80s is pretty similar to what we have today. I actually had to think back to one of my interactions with a friend who had some symptoms of PTSD for a while, and I had to look back on my actions and how I acted when they came to me, and thankfully I did what was recommended, like just by instinct. Like, don't pressure them into talking, try to do normal things with them, let them take the lead, all things that the Doctor said. Unfortunately, Will might have PTSD, but that's not what the visions are from. Really satisfied that Hopper is showing up, though. Showing up for that family still, so that's cool. I wasn't sure if Joyce was being too overprotective, or is that redundant? If she was being overprotective. And from the outside, it didn't seem like it too much. Like, at least she lets Will go out to play, and considering what we find out later, that she knows about his visions and everything, I think she's doing the best she can. But we see the way Will feels with that excellent scene with Jonathan. He's talking about how he doesn't want to be treated like he's broken. Jonathan trying to help his brother in any way possible, that was really, really sweet. Saying that freaks are awesome. Like, so much pressure. There's like so much pressure to conform in society. Like, screw that. I'm a freak too. Is that why you don't have any friends? God. Oh, that boy has no chill. It's hilarious. But yeah, I think Nancy is Jonathan's friend. And yeah, Bob shows up when they're talking about Kenny Rogers. Like, oh, I like Kenny Rogers. He's like the epitome of normal. I didn't realize until after the episode that it's freaking Samwise from Lord of the Rings. I haven't seen any of those movies in over 10 years, so. But yeah, that's a cool cameo. Cameo? Yeah. Hopper talking to that ex-journalist was really funny, but he was actually poking around the right things this time. Like, Barb's family even hired him to look into Barb's disappearance. I didn't catch that the first time. I was just like, it wasn't until I saw like editing and I saw the card that Barb handed to Nancy that I saw it was him. And that is so rough on Nancy and the parents. And Nancy seems like she really loved Barb, like she was her best friend, and she has to watch as her family gets hope again for her still being alive, and she can't say anything. Meanwhile, Steve is just like finger licking good. God. I could really go for some fried chicken. I could always go for some fried chicken. Speaking of Steve, Nancy was helping him with his college applications, and he wants to stick around for her senior year. And I understand, like, the good decision. I understand. Like, the good decision is always to do the best you can to do as well as you can for yourself in life, because you never know what can happen with your relationship. But he's young, and it's hard to look that far ahead when you're in love. So I understand what he's thinking. Didn't realize they were at the I love you level yet already, but okay. I can get on board with that. It's been a while, I guess. And we also get introduced to Mad Max, the actual Mad Max, not the who I thought it was, and who I assume is her brother driving her. And it seems like they don't really get along, based on what happens when he drops her off at the arcade later on. But Scott's still everybody's teacher. I love seeing him again, and yeah, he's such a great teacher, but no one in class is really paying attention to him. I feel bad for him. Like, only our group of kids is really, like, paying attention, and even Will is distracted now, understandably. But Dustin and Scott have, like, a special relationship. Scott asked him to drum roll for Max, introducing her as Maxine. And she says, it's Max, never Maxine. And I've talked about Life is Strange in regards to how it relates to the show before, and I've wondered if there's some influence. But it doesn't get any clearer than that. Like, that line is lifted straight from the game. So I really enjoyed that, and I love that game. So I really need to finish up episode 2 of Life is Strange 2 over on my gaming channel. I think the 3rd episode is coming out early or mid-May. And yeah, the boys got Lucas and Dustin are a bit obsessed with her, like spying on her, going through her garbage, only to find out it says "Stop spying on me, creeps." And God, Dustin with that sound, I can't do it. I cannot do it for my life, but it's hilarious. Dustin seems to be cursing a lot more. He's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, this freaking it's pretty funny. Mike is still hung up over Elle though, and I understand, like, he had a crush on her and she just like disappeared, and he has no idea if she's even alive or okay, and that really sucks. But he's let it affect everything in his life. He's plagiarizing like essays, cursing out teachers, graffitiing. That dad though, like, God, like, if your friend jumps off a cliff, you're gonna jump too. Like, actually, Mike is the first one jumping off the cliff. And then the bench talk, like, you were sitting on the bench, like, if you were Mike, if I were your coach, or I don't know, it was the dad is so clueless. It's kind of funny, but he can also be very annoying, seeing like incompetent parenting. But yeah, Mike is getting punished for his transgressions, and that's definitely not helping him. Like, kids tend to act out because they don't have the skills to deal with their emotions, not because they want to be bad kids. And I don't think punishment is the right way to go here. Like, maybe taking away his things is the right move at some point, but before even trying to understand what he's going through, that just, I feel like it makes things worse. There are definitely signs of supernatural activity in this episode though. The pumpkins, the thing in Dustin's trash, and whatever tentacled thing was in the Upside Down that Will saw, that evil. He said it wants to kill everyone else, so not him. Is that because he's been infected? Is that the right word? By the Demogorgon, the thing that went down his throat? It's freaking creepy, though. Oh, but at the very end of the episode, yes, Elle is safe and with Hopper. Other than staying with Joyce, I don't imagine there'd be a better place for her to be. And that's only if she's actually... That would be only if she was actually safe to stay with the Byers, which it isn't. For Elle, like, this is the second person after Joyce who actually shows some parental guidance and treats her as someone to be loved and looked after. And Hopper, I mean, nothing will ever be a replacement for his daughter, but it has to help him heal, to take care of her a little bit, and he seems to really care about her as well, so I love it. This episode as a whole, it's a bit of a different feel from season 1. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I do want to check out Dragon's Lair, though, that game Dustin was playing at the beginning that Lucas was the champion of. I might play that on my gaming channel. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that where it's like an animation, but you actually get to control it. I'm looking forward to the next episode, though, and hoping the boys will stop creeping on Max. Because, yeah. But yeah, if you want to check out the next episode, or you want to watch the full reaction with the footage for this episode and the next, I've already posted them both over on Patreon. Be sure to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And subscribe so you can check out next week's episode airing Sunday, hopefully at 8 a.m. And thanks for watching. Bye, friends. That is annoying.